What happens when loyalty turns into warfare and your biggest ally becomes your rival's new best friend? That's exactly what just happened between Big Meech and 50 Cent. A bond built on respect, loyalty, and power, torn apart by money moves, public betrayal, and calculated disrespect. Welcome to Gossip Unlimited. Big Meech aligns with Rick Ross. For years, 50 Cent was one of Big Meech's loudest supporters. He kept the BMF story alive, brought it to television, and even put Lil Meech, Meech's real-life son, front and center in the spotlight. But everything changed when Meech was seen standing shoulder to shoulder with Rick Ross. And let's not forget, Ross isn't just any rapper. He's a longtime enemy of 50 Cent. The tension between them has been public, petty, and brutal. So when Meech aligned himself with Ross for a concert and potential business deals, the move wasn't subtle. It was a shot across the bow, a quiet but unmistakable message. I'm not with 50 anymore. What makes it worse? 50 had been financially supporting Meech's family while he was locked up, helping with lawyers, checks, and putting Lil Meech on as a lead actor in a hit show. And now, Meech was standing beside his rival. No explanation, no loyalty, just vibes. But 50's response wasn't just emotional, it was surgical. 50 cancels the BMF series. The moment that alignment went public, 50 made one of the coldest business moves in recent memory. He canceled the BMF show. Let that sink in. A successful, profitable, highly anticipated series. Shut down in its prime. This wasn't about money. It was about dominance, about making it crystal clear. If you play games with 50, he will burn down the entire board, even if he built it. And this wasn't just any show. BMF wasn't a spin-off or a side hustle. It was the project that reintroduced the Black Mafia family to a new generation. It turned Lil Meech into a star. It made people care again. Canceling it hurt more than just ratings. It disrupted a bag for everyone involved. The actors, the crew, the legacy. But 50 was just getting warmed up. 50's Tell-All with Tammy Cowens. Here's where the real chess started, because while Meech and Ross were building buzz in public, 50 was making moves behind the scenes. He linked with Tammy Cowens, a key player in the BMF origin story, and the legal owner of Big Meech's life rights. That means if you want to make a movie, a documentary, or even a podcast episode about Meech's life, you need her permission. And now she's giving that permission to 50. Reports say they're developing a tell-all documentary, not fiction, not entertainment, raw truth, with documents, testimonies, and never-before-seen footage. And here's the game changer. If 50 drops this first, it could legally block Ross and Meech from releasing anything under the BMF brand. So while Ross plays social games, 50 is moving the legal pieces that actually control the board. But as this was happening, something else set the internet on fire. Lil Meech seen with Ross and Mayweather. Just when fans thought the drama couldn't get messier, Lil Meech got spotted with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather. Now Mayweather and 50 have had their own tension for years. But add Ross into the mix, and the message was crystal clear. Lil Meech was co-signing the enemy. That would be shocking enough. But what really pushed 50 over the edge were the private messages behind the scenes. While Meech was out there dapping up his ops, he was still DMing 50 asking for help, money, advice, and support. That's when 50 flipped. He hit Instagram and let the world know exactly how he felt, betrayed, blindsided, and disgusted. He said, "You'll never win playing both sides." And with that post, any hope of loyalty or mentorship was dead. But 50 was far from done. Ross threatens to buy 50's masters. In one of the most disrespectful jabs of the year, Rick Ross claimed he was going to buy 50 Cent's masters as a favor. Let's be real. Ross probably doesn't have access to those deals, but he knew exactly what he was doing. He was tapping into years of rumors about 50 being broke, facing lawsuits, and struggling to maintain the empire he built. And by saying it publicly, he wasn't just trolling. He was trying to shake 50's legacy, question his value, undermine his power. Even if it's capped, the damage was done. People started asking, is 50 still as rich as he claims? Did he really need that BMF money? And that uncertainty, that was the real attack. But 50 had a weapon Ross didn't expect. Receipts. 50 exposes personal DMs and rehab rumors. 50 came back with the nuclear option. He exposed personal messages from Lil Meech, screenshots that showed desperation, dependency, and, allegedly, drug issues. He accused Lil Meech of going to rehab. He aired out deeply personal struggles in public, turning a beef into a full-blown character hit job. This wasn't just pettiness, it was destruction. And once those posts went up, the conversation shifted. People weren't just questioning Lil Meech's loyalty, they were questioning his stability, his future. Can he carry the BMF brand? Is he a liability now? And suddenly, the image of the next street king started looking shaky. Meech's hidden frustrations with 50. But behind all this drama, there's something people rarely talk about. Big Meech's quiet frustrations with how 50 Cent was telling his story. Sources close to Meech say he wasn't always happy with the way the BMF series portrayed certain characters and events. He felt like 50 was twisting the narrative to fit a TV formula, not the real story. And when someone controls your legacy, but you're locked up with no say in the final cut, that breeds resentment. So Meech aligning with Rick Ross wasn't just a power move, it was personal. A chance to reclaim the story he feels was taken from him. Behind-the-scenes drama with BMF cast. And the tension wasn't just between the big names. Even behind the scenes, the BMF cast started feeling the heat. Rumors started circulating about issues on set, missed payments, sudden firings, creative disagreements. Some actors felt caught in the crossfire, wondering if the show was still about honoring the legacy or just fueling 50's ego. The cancellation left more than hurt feelings. It left careers hanging in the balance. Psychological warfare, 50 versus Ross. What we're seeing now isn't just music beef, it's psychological warfare. 50 Cent fights with strategy, contracts, legal rights, media manipulation. He wants to own the narrative. Rick Ross fights with image, clout, flexes. He wants to control the vibe. It's the mogul versus the magnate. And Big Meech, he's the prize they're both trying to claim. Who really owns the BMF legacy? Here's the big question. Who really controls the BMF story now? 50 Cent built the mainstream platform. He owns the TV rights. He has the documents, the producers, and the legal backing. But Ross and Meech? They've got clout, energy, and the streets behind them. They're using public attention to reshape the narrative, to make their version of BMF the one people remember. So who wins? The one who controls the content or the one who controls the culture? That answer might not come today. But one thing's for sure, this war is far from over. And the next chapter might be the messiest one yet. This isn't just beef, it's a battle for a legacy. A story that started in the streets, moved to the screen, and now lives in the headlines. 50 Cent, once the architect of BMF's mainstream comeback, is now its loudest critic. Big Meech, once silent behind bars, is speaking through new alliances. And Lil Meech, caught between fame, loyalty, and pressure from every direction. No one knows how this ends. Will 50's power plays win out? Will Ross and Meech rewrite the legacy? Or will this entire war burn everything down? Legacy, loyalty, and brand. Either way, one thing's certain. The streets are watching, the fans are talking, and the next move could flip the whole game. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like, and don't forget to subscribe.